How you going, viewers? Now, I'm rolling out another video back to back. Just before I go on with this video, I'll explain the importance of this. This is quartz, and it helps me balance out my energies. I like to wear it when I'm making videos so I don't go over the top and my energies get me carried away and I say something that I'm going to regret and probably get me in more trouble than what I'm already in. Now, you might see my moods have changed since my last video, but it's not my mood. I've actually drank a lot of alcohol and I've had a bit of cannabis, so just to calm me down because I'm just getting really erratic and frustrated with this whole situation. So yeah, so I'm just going to be talking about the perpetrators and how they're leaving these very subtle comments and the harassment that they're using via their profile names. Other target individuals will realize that these taunts and these harassments always aimed at something that the target individual can recognize, and nobody else will be able to recognize it. Or maybe they will, but it probably doesn't mean as much to others as it does to the target individual. So this is why it's being used. Anyways, you can see how I'm a bit agitated. My hands are moving around and whatnot. But that's after 11 years of being targeted, folks, and I'm starting to just have enough and realize that, look, it doesn't matter where I go or what I do, this is going to continue following me. And the perps are watching this and they're probably saying, yes, we got this son of a bitch. And I do apologize for my vulgarity and my language, but I'm just freely expressing myself at the moment. And if you guys want to judge, that's completely up to you. Freedom of speech, and above all, free will is what I advocate. So be my guest and leave your thoughts and whatnot. Except for the perpetrators, you can't leave shit because that's a form of harassment. That's illegal. And I'm giving you a warning right now. Stop it. Okay? I've warned you to stop harassing me on my videos and leaving these harassment comments. And stop making fake profiles, alright? Now, to my real viewers, if you have the patience and time, please just breeze through some of my video comments and check out the names of the perps and the people responsible for me being targeted by this program / network of people harassing, taunting me. And you know, I would love to mention one of the people's names who is enemy number one, the leader of this, the person who is funding this attack. But that will just arm him even more to take me into courts and have me up for defamation. Now here are some of the perps posing as my random comments. You can see, I think, what was the other one's name? Is something Andy Warren. So war is on, worry on. So Andy war I on. So yeah, so it's meaning war is on. That's the very subtle hint. If war is on, then come present yourselves. Okay, you guys think that I'm afraid by locking myself up in my house and not venturing out. No, I'm just being safe and I'm avoiding conflict, which is part of my benevolent spiritual path that I've been on for the past maybe 12 years, 13 years. So I am trying very hard not to deviate off that path, but I want people to understand anything that comes in conflict with restricting my life or any other life doesn't come in conflict with my spiritual belief if I have to defend against this sorts of attack and restriction of my life or my privacy, invasion of my privacy, etc. These are just the basic fundamental rights of human beings worldwide, and I don't need no laws or no government or no police or no authorities to tell me whether this is my right or not. Okay, I haven't done anything wrong. So I have the complete right to defend myself, but you know, everybody does know that the law is tricky and that you might find yourself standing for a magistrate or a jury in relation to you trying to defend yourself. Okay. Now, just a heads up, they have retracted. The perpetrators have retracted without any open taunts, but remain to use subtle taunts. As they are aware, I have become a little frustrated and pissed off with the lack of law enforcement responses to my allegations. I still believe in benevolence and peace, yet I am facing a hard decision, which is running in conflict with my spiritual belief, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm purposely lowering my vibration through consumption of alcohol and eating meat in order to be able to defend myself all my life when the time presents itself. Now, Some of you won't understand that. But if you're a highly spiritual being and you don't eat meat and you are up on that vibrational path, it's very, very impossible. It's virtually impossible for you to kill another living entity, another living being. You just can't do it. On that high level vibration, you cannot do it. So I'm neglected my higher chakras, my top 3 chakras, and just concentrated on my lower 4. You know, the Manipura down, solar plexus and downwards. And I believe if you work on your root chakra, which color is red, I wonder why the color of it is red. So red associates with blood and violence and anger, and it's like a primal fear color. Anyways, I forgot to play a bit of music, so I'll put it on now and just have a bit of a listen to the beginning of it, then I'll start talking.
The wise man knows himself to be a fool. I say that to say this. You might take my life, but you can't take my soul. You can't take my soul. You might take my freedom, but you can't take my soul. No, you can't take my soul. You might take my life, but you can't take my soul. You can't take my soul. You might take my freedom, but you can't take my soul. No, you can't take my soul.
Alright, there we go. Anyways, this is sort of coming to the end of the road, because the perpetrator is just going to just keep coming out, and it's a very, very large network, and I'm just by myself. So I'm very realistic and logical, and I understand that I'm eventually going to die. There's no two ways about that. But how I die remains a mystery. Whether I go out guns blazing, or they come and knock me off while my head's on my pillow in my bed, or any variation in between those two choices, it still remains a mystery. And I do have a very, very strong will and strong mind and very strong self-control. So we'll see. We'll just see where it goes and how it goes. But you know, if the media, if I do react and do something outrageous, and the media get their hands on it and manipulate and twist it, I would like some of the real target individuals out there who are listening to my advices and giving and taking with me, advising me as well. I would like you to take the most important videos that I have up on YouTube, download them and keep them on your file. This is especially to target individuals from Australia. Use them as a precedence, and to sort of counteract what the media will say about me. If you guys do care in any shape or form and want to help me out after I'm long and gone, that you know, I would really appreciate that. But yeah, I'm super tired, and the perpetrators are wearing me down, which is the whole point of the program. Especially because I'm hot-tempered and kind of aggro, it's starting to wear me down. And I'm saying this to the perpetrators, not so you can feel like you've got victory, because I don't look at this in terms of loss and victory. I look at it in terms of just a human being voicing their opinions and just being open. You know, I don't play these sneaky trickery games. I don't delve in all this fucking sneaky stuff. Most of these people are very, very sneaky. They think that I can't see what's going on, and you know, when they creep around through their windows watching me and whatnot, I can see them. Alright, I can see everything. You know, I've got very, very strong powers of observation. But means squat. You know, everything means squat. Means shit. If I can't prove this in court and get myself through legal processes to prove what's happening, all of this is meaningless. You know, everything that I post on YouTube and everything is meaningless. Towards my safety and the safety of my life and sanity, it's meaningless. But I do also leave them on as a legacy for other people that are going to be going through this in the future, because we are just the first wave. This is a very new, this is not really a new technique, but it's being applied in recent times because it's a way to kill someone and get away with it. Plain and simple. You have enough money and know enough people and the right connections, you can place anyone in these programs. I do know who runs my program. He's a very nasty man who I thought was nice. But he's just an oppressor. Like most people with power in this world, they're just oppressors. They like to keep other people oppressed and stand over them. Which is nothing new to the human race. You know, if you want to go back in history, there's There's all reports and biographies of people that are like that. Look, you can tell that my language is deteriorating and my frustration is sort of taken over. You can see it, eh? What can I do? I'm only a human being. I'm not a piece of steel that can get hammered, and don't change shape and don't react. To not react makes you not human. So I am going to react because I'm a human being, and I'm going to advocate that till I die. So I do appreciate those people that are watching, and I also appreciate the perpetrators watching, because I understand energy, and you do feed, regardless if it's negative or positive. You're feeding me in some shape or form. It's not that I'm an attention seeker or whatnot, but yeah, any attention gives it energy, so I appreciate it. It makes me feel special that all these people are trying to kill me. And the people that live in my suburb and my community, they know what I've been through and how long I've resisted. Yeah, most people look at me and freak out. And the other ones will say, just keep applying the pressure. Eventually he's going to crack. Just keep applying the pressure. They don't care. They got one track mind, and that's to see me deceased. So as long as I'm alive, I'm a risk to them. I mean, if I do a flight and hide out for a few years, you know, these people are going to end up killing themselves because I'm not going to know when I'm going to come back to haunt them. But I'm not like that. If I find a life somewhere, I'll enjoy my life. I won't come back to these folks and try and do anything. But hey, most people don't understand that concept, because retaliation is a must, right? Retribution is a must. I'm not a vindictive person. I can forgive. I mean, if I wake up tomorrow and people leave me alone, and the next day people leave me alone, following on, I will eventually let it go. I think it's a waste of energy to hate people, but it's very, very hard to not be angry at people. Anyways, keep posted, and if I don't post any videos, it's probably I've done a runner or I've been shot or something negative has happened, because I'm going to continue bringing out videos. And for the record, my last video about the doctor, I went back to the doctor's surgery, and yeah, he fixed it up. He was very understanding, so I do apologise if I did, point him out in a light that was negative. It's just hard when you're a targeted individual to trust people and to sort of pick out who is the perpetrator, who is assisting, and who isn't. Now, this doctor has a family, and he's at work to feed his family. He's not there to look after me per se. He is as a doctor, but above all, he's got to look after himself and his family, and I completely understand that, and I've got no malice towards him. He was a very, very nice gentleman with me, even though I was kind of erratic and seemed a bit aggravated in his presence. He was very kind with me and very, very understanding. And when you're a targeted individual and you're receiving all these negative feelings and crap from people, being treated very negatively, even the smallest act of kindness is like something really big. It's like huge. I mean, like when I was living in my van, the harassment and everything was just so extreme. When I went into Hungry Jack's, I received a free meal. I went back to my van, I actually teared up. And I got really emotional just of that simple act of kindness. It made me really emotional that people out there are still being nice to me. And there are, out of every 100 people that treat me like crap, there's one amongst them that gives me the heads up and treats me well. And to those of you who knows you, I'm not going to expose you because it's going to be very dangerous towards you. And you'll be labelled sympathisers, and you'll probably be targeted. And I don't want that, okay? Because it will defeat the purpose of you helping me to begin with. I want you to understand, and I want you to know that I'm very, very grateful for even the smallest act of help that you guys have offered me. I know it's not easy and to help me at the moment, but even those little small acts of kindness is just a great gesture, and I really do appreciate that. It really makes me happy and lifts my spirits when I'm down. It goes to show you that there is still light in this world amongst all this darkness. Okay, just off the topic now. I hope that Palestine gets freedom one day and stops, and this genocide on the Palestinian people is stopped. And I do hope that the Syrian refugees are taken into someone's care, in some national care, sovereignty, or whatever you want to call it. Because what's happening to them now is it's inhumane. This is genocide, people. This is bloody genocide. It's wrong. Now, people out there that are able to help, do something. Stop going with the current and condemning these poor people. There's only women and children amongst them. I understand that terrorists may wiggle their way through other countries under the guise of refugees, but look, you guys should have systems in play where you guys can sort of put them in a quarantine and then just psychologically profile these people, and you can you work out who's who. You can't tell me you can't. You know, psychologists are very, very smart these days, and science is very, very smart. So you can't tell me that you're not going to be able to identify who's a terrorist and who isn't. So stop with that shit. Okay? Innocent bloody people dying out there. Just massacred. But it's alright. You know, we're still talking about the Holocaust how many years later, and having remembrance days, and if anyone talks up and says that it was, you know, the Holocaust was actually overblown and it wasn't actually as bad as what it was, you get labelled anti-Semite. Well, I don't believe that it wasn't as bad as what it was. I do believe it was that bad, and it was horrible. It was horrible what the Jewish population had to endure, and what they've been enduring for a very, very long time, since Egypt all the way to, you know, the Holocaust and whatnot. So I do understand, and this is why I don't understand why you guys don't have sympathy and empathy for the Palestinian people, considering your history has been quite similar to theirs. I don't understand. I don't hate Jews. I actually love the Jewish religion, because that's the foundation, that the platform that Jesus Christ worked off when he was bringing out the teachings of Christianity, which other people may argue and say that Jesus never advocated Christianity or whatnot. But it was a title that was given to his movement after he was killed on the cross, and it was the name given to his disciples who were later hunted down by the Romans and the Jews. They were called the Christians, but Jesus at the time was known as Jesus of Nazareth, or Yeshua Messiah. So yeah, I don't dislike Jews. I actually have nothing against them. I don't understand what they're doing. I'm trying to understand, but I can't understand. I really can't. You know, shooting a person that's already dead on the ground with automatic weapons, 6 people shooting him just while his body's laying down. Like, that's hatred. That's pure hatred. You know, all religious beliefs and spiritual doctrines say that once a person is dead, you must treat his vessel or his body with respect, with care, clean it and bury it. You know, it's to take it beyond that, after killing someone, take it further than that, is hatred, and it's a loss of understanding of your belief system. You know, think about what King Solomon said and what Moses said and what all the prophets come before said. These people are your prophets as well. Anyways, people, I hope I haven't offended much people, but it's very hard in this day and age to talk without offending anyone. You know, you got to be politically correct constantly, and it's a pain in the ass, because people are mature and they should read between the lines and understand what a person's trying to say, unless all they're doing is out there to try and pick at what a person's saying in a negative notion. You know, just being very, you know, just scrutinizing everything that this person says as a part of discrediting them or sort of promoting more hatred towards that person. So yeah, life is great, regardless of what the perpetrators are trying to do. There's still beauty out in the world, and I see it daily. But I also see a lot of negativity. It's yin and yang. It's part of life, positive and negative. You got to take it both. But when you're constantly facing negative, it's hard. Anyways, my loved ones, take care. And the perps, that's to you.